We learned today that Trump, the monster in the White House, has paused his threat to obliterate Iran's power stations and thus cause immense suffering for the people of Iran. Look, we need to look at this through the memory of the last 2.5 years of genocide. Gaza witnessed the most grotesque industrial scale crimes. There's nothing you can imagine that didn't happen, hardly. Mass torture, execution of children, extermination of neonatal units and the infants inside them, tying patients' hands, health workers' hands behind their backs and executing them, deliberately breaking surgeons' hands, Palestinian surgeons, to prevent them from helping people going forward. So we know what happened. We know that every institution in British society, pretty much elite institution, either actively supported or turned a blind eye to that genocide, or punished and disciplined those who opposed it, like universities, schools, the British Medical Association, and so on, the health service. So now we see the latest invasion on behalf of Israel, while the genocide is not yet complete. Hopefully, Israel will be defeated. Hopefully, Israel will be hammered. Hopefully, Israel will emerge from this much weakened, because otherwise, in fact, until that happens, no road to freedom for the Palestinian people is even conceivable. So we hope that in this clash of Trump, who's going to bomb Iran, he said, just for fun. He said, we are bombing our little hearts out. Now, this is a sick man, sick in both senses of the word. We have to hope that they are defeated. We have to hope that a road then opens up for Palestinian freedom. Two people here to talk to you. Abdullah Alhasso is an Iraqi doctor based in Glasgow, who wants to ask you to always remember the devastation of Iraq, how it was conducted, who did it, when we now look at the victim they've moved on to now, Iran. Haim Bresheeth is an Israeli exile living in London, the author of an excellent book on the Israeli army, an army like no other. And Haim will explain some of the monstrous reality of the Israeli state. So here we are, another aggression, endless wars, in order to allow Israel to expand and dominate the region. Expand territorially into Syria, again further, into Lebanon, possibly at some stage in the future into Jordan and Egypt, but also to expand its influence and power, that of a genocidal state terrorizing the entire people of the region.
This war that we are all seeing on our screens is the brainchild of the chief of the Mossad, David Barnea, who sold it first to Netanyahu and then to Trump, because he came with Netanyahu to see Trump. And his promise was regime change within a couple of days and the war will be over in 4 days. We're now in week 4 of the war. No regime change. What was achieved by the United States and Israel by starting this war? Let us think. Well, there is the destruction of the US bases in the whole of the Persian Gulf and Arabia. The destruction of the 5 powerful radar stations, early warning radars that altogether probably cost near $10 billion. And without them, and it will take probably years to replace them, without them, Israel is now giving its population, instead of the 15 to 20 minutes alarm, it gives them about a minute. The same is true about any soldiers who are in Arabia, in any of the bases or elsewhere on boats and so on. There is quite a destructive effect on the Gulf economies, and indeed a world crisis of enormous proportion. So what we are seeing is going to a situation that not only has the US with Israel on its side not achieved anything it set out to achieve, it actually achieved the opposite. It made Iran into a superpower controlling the Persian Gulf. Iran has not before stopped boats moving through the straits, the Hormuz Straits. Now it does, it is controlling it, and it decides who will come in or go out, who will be able to get oil and who will not. There is, of course, a lot of destruction in Iran itself. And we shouldn't forget there is also a lot of destruction in Israel. Israel is not giving real figures for dead and wounded. Iran does, and in Iran 1,500 people already died, and many thousands have been wounded, and many thousands of institutions, mosques, military facilities, of course, but civilian infrastructure like hospitals, even mosques, schools. The whole thing started with the murdering of the Ayatollah and his whole family, and also 175 little girls in a school. So this is Israel exporting the Gaza model to Iran and also to Lebanon. And that's the model it wants to export to the whole Middle East. That's what they know how to do, and that's what they will do in order to get the greater Israel dream of controlling the whole region militarily, and not allowing any country, any polity, any society to face them with the slightest threat. So they will destroy Lebanon, not for the first time. They've destroyed Syria, Jordan, and Egypt. These are basket case states. And they will hope to destroy Iran, which I rather suspect they won't. And there is a lot of chance that there is going to be destruction, political as well as financial, in the Gulf. The rest of the world is already suffering from it and will continue to suffer until BRICS rises and stop this from happening. I don't know what the chances of that happening. If it doesn't happen, I don't see the Iranians stopping now, because they don't trust a word that Trump is saying or the Israelis are saying, and I don't either.
Friends and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the voice you hear come from Iraq, a nation destroyed by the same lies now being told about Iran. We know these lies because we have seen their consequences. Cities reduced to rubble, generation lost to war, mass graves and bloodshed. 23 years ago, the US, UK and Israel lied to the world. They waved a fake dossier, they screamed about weapons that did not exist, and then they drowned Iraq in blood. And all this for what? It was for oil, not for freedom, for power, not for human rights. It was for Israel racist domination, not for the stability of the region. And when they decide to attack, they always invent the same fictions, phantom weapons, imaginary threats, and manufactured justifications. They told these lies about Iraq, they tell them now about Iran, and they will tell them tomorrow about another nation, unless we stop them. And let us be clear, do not be fooled by the US and Israeli statements about weapons of mass destruction or regime change in Iran. Both Israel and the US could not care less about the Iranian people, as they did not care about the Iraqis 20 years ago. You cannot claim to save a nation while planning to bomb its cities. You cannot claim to liberate people by killing hundreds of their young schoolgirls. Their concern is not for human right or human life. It is for domination, for resources, for the expansion of their project of chaos in the region. The US, UK, and Israel, the axis of genocide, are now using the same Hollywood-style propaganda to wage a war against Iran. So let us ask, where is the real threat in the region? Which nation possesses hundreds of nuclear warheads outside international law? Which nation maintain apartheid while lecturing others about civilization and human rights? Which nation has invaded and bombed all its neighbors? And let me add more facts. Israel occupying Palestine, stealing lands, bombing Lebanon, attacking Syria, and now Iran again. Israel murdering journalists, doctors, nurses, executing children and starving millions in Gaza. Israel, the apartheid monster that demands endless wars. The truth is written in Gaza's mass graves, is written in Palestinian blood, in Lebanon's bombed villages and Syria's shattered cities. And if we do not act, it will soon be written in more Iranian blood. Israel wants war and more wars. It wants to drag the world into another slaughter, just like Iraq. But we say no more attacks, no more provocation, no more bloodshed to serve the Israeli genocidal machine. Tony Blair and George Bush lied with this fake dossier. They twisted the evidence. And now Trump and Netanyahu are doing exactly the same. They manufactured a consent for genocide. Friends, our principles are clear. An attack on innocent people, children, hospitals, and starving babies is an attack on all of us, whether it's in Palestine, Yemen, Venezuela, Iran, or Iraq. We stand shoulder to shoulder with our human fellows around the world to fight oppression and aggression. The same system that bombs Gaza starve our children here. The same politicians who fund the genocide are actually defunding our hospitals and our NHS. The same media that lied about Iraq are lying about Iran. So from Scotland through to Jerusalem to Tehran, one struggle for humanity against barbarity. Our demands are clear. Sanction Israeli nuclear terror. No more wars. Money for life, not for death. Money for NHS, for schools, not for genocide. From the Tigris to the Clyde, from Gaza's tent to Tehran's skies, from Scotland's dock to Lebanon's mountain, our solidarity knows no borders. Where they wage war, we will build unbreakable solidarity. Where they spread lies, we will unleash unstoppable truth. Where they profit from blood, we will shut it down. So let this be our oath, written not in ink, but in action. As long as apartheid stand, we will resist. As long as bombs fall, we will rise. And as long as Palestine breathe, chains will shatter, walls will crumble. And the world will know none of us will be free until all of us are free. From the river to the sea, justice will prevail, and Palestine will be free. Free Palestine and hands off Iran.